Good morning dear students, welcome to Genesis. In my last video we discussed what are neurons. Today we will go a step further and we are going to understand what are nerves and what are ganglia. Well, nerves, they are basically bundle of axons of different or separate neurons which are enclosed in a tubular sheath. So if I have to explain you what is a nerve, then a nerve is a structure like this which has many neurons together present in it. And which part of the neuron? The axons of the neuron. They are all bundled together and enclosed by a sheath to form nerve. There is another structure which is also seen in our body made up of neurons, and they are called ganglia. Now a ganglia is an aggregate of cytons of neuron. Nerve is aggregate of axons and a ganglia is aggregate of cytons of different neurons from which the nerve fibers may arise or enter. So if I have to explain a ganglia will look somewhere like this, where the different cytons are together. You may find these structures right in the middle of the pathway of the nerves. Now let us understand different kinds of nerves on the basis of the function they perform. In the last class हमने discuss किया था neurons are of three types: sensory neuron, then motor neuron and association neuron. Just like that there are three types of nerves. जो nerves only sensory neuron से बने हैं, only made up of sensory neuron, and their function is to carry information from the receptor to brain or spinal cord. अगर ऐसा हो, which is made up of sensory neurons and they carry information from the receptor to the brain or the spinal cord, then that bundle of sensory neuron will be called sensory nerve. Similarly, motor nerves में they are made up of motor neurons. And direction क्या होगा? It will be from the brain or spinal cord. They are going to carry information to the effectors. Effector किसे कहते हैं? These can be muscles or glands of our body. अच्छा, अगर मुझे एक sensory neuron का example देना हो, then we talk about the nerves which carry information from the eye to the brain, जैसे optic nerves. Similarly, if I have to give you example of motor nerve, that would include those nerves that arise from the brain. ये क्या करते हैं? ये brain से arise करते हैं and they go to the eyes and help in rotating the eyes. The last category of nerves is mixed nerves. ये nerves दोनों, that means they are made up of sensory plus motor neuron दोनों से, and they can carry information both direction, in both the direction. Where are these nerves found? These nerves are only found in the spinal cord. तो आपको बस ये याद रखना होगा कि when we talk about sensory nerves, they are made up of sensory neurons, so direction of flow of information will always be from receptor to the brain. इसका example है optic nerves. Second is motor nerves. They are made up of motor neurons, so direction of flow of information will be from brain or spinal cord to the effectors. इसका example है all the nerves which are involved in rotation of the eyeball. Third, mixed nerves. That means they will have both sensory as well as motor, so direction of flow will be in both the directions. And ये कहाँ मिलते हैं हमारे बॉडी में? In the spinal cord. Now let us discuss the actual division of the nervous system. Now our nervous system is divided into two main parts. One is the central nervous system, which is made up of the brain and the spinal cord. The second is the peripheral nervous system. That means we talk about nerves which are either going in or coming out of the central nervous system. That is why we use the word peripheral. Peripheral nervous system again is divided into two: somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. Somatic nervous system उन nerves के बारे में कहा जाता है where they are going to those parts of your body that are under your control. इनको दो भागों में डिवाइड किया जाता है on the basis of कहाँ से ये originate कर रहे हैं. If they are originating from brain, we call them cranial nerves. If they are originating from spinal cord, we call them spinal nerves. Autonomic nervous system वो nervous system है which controls those parts of your body that are not under your control, जो involuntarily काम करते हैं. Autonomic nervous system again is divided into sympathetic system and parasympathetic system. What are these? We will study afterwards in the chapter. So by now you know what are neurons, what are nerves, ganglia, what are the different divisions of nervous system. So now we come to the most important part of the chapter, which is brain. Brain, we all know, is a part of the central nervous system. it itself is a very big topic, so we are going to try and understand this in bits. So today I thought I'm mainly going to explain you brain's meninges, that means the layers which are present on the surface of the brain. So brain is enclosed in a bony structure, and that structure is called cranium, also known as skull. The weight of the brain is almost 1.35 kg, and 80% of this is basically water. Rest of it is made up of neurons, and there are some other cells also which are called neuroglial cells. These are supporting cells which are found along with the neurons in your brain. Next is the meninges. These are the protective membrane which is there to cover the brain. Remember one thing, these membranes are also found in your spinal cord. So there are three important membranes. The first one is called dura mater. This dura mater is thin and it is a fibrous membrane. The second one is called arachnoid. Again, it is the middle layer. It is thin, but it has some web-like cushion, web-like structures present in them. Why? I will explain it afterwards. And the third one is the pia mater, and you need to remember that this is the layer which is vascular. What do we mean by vascular? That means it is richly supplied with blood. This layer and this layer, they are not vascular, but the pia mater is the only layer which is absolutely right above the neurons, and it is vascular. So blood can reach your neurons only through the pia mater. Now I said arachnoid has a web-like cushion-like structure present in it, because in this cushion-like structure it holds a fluid, and that fluid is the fluid of the brain called the cerebrospinal fluid. It is also known as CSF. This is a very, very important fluid because it first and foremost protects the brain from mechanical injury. It also provides nourishment to the brain and also helps in taking away waste from the brain. The same fluid is also present in the spinal cord. So the meninges and the fluids, they are common between the brain and the spinal cord. In fact, the fluid is also present inside your brain. It is just not present in the arachnoid layer, but also present in the cavities of the brain, which are known as ventricles. So now we are going to meet again in the next class, where we will discuss the various compartments of the brain. Keep revising and do not forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.